And I can't go down like that. Sorry. Not today, sir. Not today. Let's start a Black Widow aggression run. Now, this deck, I don't remember much about it, in all honesty, because it is deck I did not mess with a whole lot. But I know Black Widow is one of my favorite decks. She makes me happy. I love building up a big board of stuff, as you guys have seen. I love, just having a bunch of things in front of me to help me defend and, take care of their things. I love her because she does flip a lot also, but she obviously flips to her alter ego side. But then Justice kind of helps her deal with that. So let's start from the beginning. We're going to start with Rhino Expert with Bomb Scare. Let's shuffle these up. Breaking and Taken we got in play, which I'd prefer not to be in play. So the way Black Widow works, mission prep, after you play a preparation card, draw a card, which is good because she plays a lot of preparation cards, and then on her other side, after you trigger the ability of a preparation card, deal damage to an enemy. So, oops, I don't want to flip that over. I want to flip this over. All right. So let's go ahead and draw up to my hand size of 6. Let's get this party started. Running the Gauntlet Part 2 today. Spycraft. Play only if you control a spy character, which I do. When you reveal an encounter card, discard Spycraft and cancel its effects and discard it, then reveal another card. So this gets rid of an encounter card that would really hurt me and lets me draw to another one. Quake, after a minion schemes, exhausts Quake and deal 2 damage to that minion. I got Fury out. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards, so this is just better than Spycraft. When you reveal a Treachery card, discard Grappling Hook and cancel the effects of that Treachery card altogether. Now that is only for Treachery, whereas Spycraft is for anything. After the minion enters play, discard Widow's Bite and deal 2 damage to the minion. Well, knowing the villain I'm facing, I know Widow's Bite's not going to come into play that often. And I got some choices here. So I'm probably going to start with Fury. Although I could start with Grappling Hook. Oh, well, hold on. I haven't mulliganed yet. So yeah, don't want Widow's Bite. Don't want Spycraft. I kind of do, but I don't. I'd love to get Quake and Fury out. That would require me to get that's counting on too much here. Let's get to some of my good Widow cards as well. Ooh, Counterintelligence, max 1 per player. When any amount of threat would be placed on the main scheme, discard and prevent 3 of that. Again, this is another preparation that sits in front of me. Espionage, play only if you're a spy. Interrupt, when a surge keyword happens on an encounter card, draw 2 cards. Discard it and draw 2 cards. Not too bad. And that's more Spycraft. So, alright. I don't mind discarding these 4 cards. Not really anything that I am sad about losing here. To play Fury. That'll let me draw 3 cards. And let's see. Ooh, my synth suit. Black Widow gets +1 defense. After you trigger a preparation, ready Black Widow. Yeah, I'm going to put that into play. I know. Well, hold on. No. Because I only get to draw 1 card, it would cost me 2 to put Espionage into play. So I'm not going to do that. I'm literally just going to play all 3 to put my synth suit in. Gives me +1 defense. And also, when I trigger a preparation, lets me ready Black Widow. So gives me a little bit more flexibility there. Do I stay? Because, oh, no. I'm going to flip. So let's go ahead and flip. I thwart for 2. So does Fury. So let's just thwart for 4. Get rid of Breaking and Taken off the bat. And then, yeah, I've got Fury to block for me. The only reason I was thinking about staying is I would have drawn 1 more card. But at this point, I'm not too worried about it. Ooh, there's some double resources in Winter Soldier. So, which Winter Soldier doesn't need the double resources if I had any preparations in play, which I don't. So, Winter Soldier is great. That's our signature ally. Reduce the cost of Winter Soldier by 1 for each preparation card you control. So, again, you get a bunch of preparations out. Excuse me. And then Winter Soldier basically becomes free at some point. Lay down the law. After you change form, remove 3 threat from a scheme for if you paid for it. But you got to change 2 hero to do that. There's not really that much threat anyway. Not going to worry about that right now. All right, so Rhino's going to attack. I'm going to block with Fury. So Rhino does 4 points of damage. Fury takes all of them and goes away. Goodbye, Nick Fury. And then we will draw a card and attach to Rhino. When Rhino attacks, attack gains overkill. So this is what stops chump blocking, as we call it. So Nick Fury would have only had 2 life left. All excess damage from ally that is dealt is carried over to your hero. So the ally can take some damage, but not a lot. So right now, if he drew a 3 boost card, he could actually kill me. Now, I do have 3 defense, so I'm just going to have to defend his next attack. No question about it. Or I could use Winter Soldier to chump some of that damage. But I don't think I want to do that. Sadly, I really don't have a lot of good stuff going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put Winter Soldier in with 2 double resource cards. That never feels good because you always want to play him for free. And then I'm just going to prep this target acquired card. Now on this side, prepping it doesn't do any good for me. So it is what it is. After a boost is turned first face up, discard target acquired to cancel the boost ability. And that's going to be it. I am going to attack for 2 with Winter Soldier. 1, 2. And I'm going to attack for 2 with Black Widow. And that's going to be that. I just got to survive this charge here. So I'm going to ready everything up. I'm going to add 1 threat to the scheme, and I'm going to defend this attack. So my defense is 3 because of my stint suit down here. So he's attacking for 6 plus nothing. All right. So that's not the worst thing in the world. I'm going to take 3 damage to get rid of that charge card any day. Any day. Discard an upgrade or support you control. That is fine. I will discard this. That actually, putting that in play just saved my stint suit. So I am all good with that. If no cards were discarded, all right, that worked out really, really well. By the way, I forgot to draw up my 5 cards. Don't do that. There we go. All right. So back to my turn. Remove 4 threat from a scheme and confuse the villain. That's a pretty good card because that would remove all of the threat and let me flip over for basically no penalty, although it's pretty expensive. Now, this is one of her signature cards. Black Widow's Gauntlet. Exhaust it to generate a resource to play a preparation card. Concussive Blow. Confuse the enemy, which is basically the same as this. Oh, no. This one does damage. This one removes threat. Let's see. So for 3, I could do that, but then I wouldn't be able to pay for my Gauntlet. But you know what? Still worth it, I think. All right, so I'm going to do 1. Removing 2 threat or doing 3 damage. I think I'm going to do the 3 damage, actually. That makes more sense, because then I can remove threat with Winter Soldier. All right. So confuse the enemy. If you paid for this card using a fist resource, do 3 damage. All right, so I'm going to get rid of Covert Ops. I'm going to get rid of Spycraft, and I am going to get rid of Espionage, so that's at least 1 fist resource. We're going to confuse the enemy. You're dazed and confused. And that will also do 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use Winter Soldier to remove 2 threat from the scheme. I'm going to flip over, and that is going to be that. I am going to go ahead and draw my 5 cards now, because I definitely want to keep Widow's Bite. And I am ready, for some Dances of Death next turn, although not really. Not really ready for it, because I don't really have the resources to pay for it. So we will see. We will see how this works out. But we will add 1 threat to the scheme. They are confused, so they do not thwart, they do not scheme. And then we will draw a card to see what happens. Alter Ego. This card gains Surge. All right. So let's draw it again. Shadows of the Past. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. This is actually not bad because I have no preparations. Typically, this is terrible. I mean, it's not great. Don't get me wrong. You never want to see Shadows of the Past. It brings in your nemesis and your nemesis scheme. But so 3. Place 1 threat here for each. All right. So that's 4. All right, but this is the bad part. Taskmaster gets 1 scheme and 1 attack for each upgrade you control. Well, actually, I have 0, so that's not bad. Black Widow's Nemesis minion. Yep, so 4 life, we'll have to take care of that for sure. No question. I do have Dance of Death, though, so we'll see. All right, so if I pay 1 for that, will I be able to pay for this? So if I pay 1 to get out my Gauntlet, and then use my Gauntlet and 1 other one to pay for this. So let's see. So 1 gets this out. Then I use this and 1 other card, and then that gets this out, and I get to draw a card. So no, then I wouldn't get to do my Dance of Death. So what I'm going to have to do, sadly, is I'm going to lay down the law to put Black Widow's Gauntlet out. But unfortunately, I have no 1-cost preparations to use to basically get for free, and then with my ability, I'd get to draw it. So I'm just gonna flip over. I am going to Dance of Death. So that's 1, 2, 3 resources. I love preparations, and I'm not using any of those, unfortunately. So I get to do 1 to an enemy, then 2 to an enemy, then 3 to an enemy. So I'm going to do 1 to Taskmaster, then 2 to Rhino, then 3 to Taskmaster. And that will get rid of Taskmaster. And then, sadly, Winter Soldier and I are just going to get rid of this scheme. So I feel like I'm spinning in place here a little bit, but I am starting to build up, some of my signature cards. So hopefully you will get to see this deck do what it wants to do here in a minute. All right. First things first, add a threat to the scheme, then Rhino is going to attack. I am going to block with Winter Soldier, and that was a good thing because that is 5 damage. Winter Soldier, thank you for all your service, sir. And then we will draw a card here. All right, when revealed, give Rhino a tough status card. That's fine. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. When I start getting out my my preparations, it won't be a problem. So I think I'm gonna flip this turn, so that will let me kind of prepare stuff. All right, so hero response after a minion enters play. Yep, but I have to be on hero side. When your boost card is turned face up, discard it to cancel the boost and deal 1 damage to the enemy. Yep. Covert Ops, remove 4 threat from a scheme and confuse the villain. So that would cost me 3. Yeah, and there's not that many. So 1, 2, 3 to do Covert Ops. So remove 4 threat from a scheme and confuse the villain. So let's do that. And you are confused. Then, you know what? I'm just going to heal up. I'm not going to worry about plinking that off. So I'm going to flip. I'm going to heal 1, 2, 3. Then I am going to use my Black Widow's Gauntlet to play this preparation, which goes in front of me, which lets me draw a card on my alter ego side, and that's fine. I'm going to use this to play my other Gauntlet. All right, so now I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Starting to build up a little bit. Add 1 threat to the scheme. You're confused, so you don't scheme. Let's draw this and give Rhino a tough status card. If he already has it, then we draw another card. He does already have it. Oh, so this has got a crisis icon on it. Basically, he's panicking the civilians, so I got to deal with this before I can deal with his main scheme. Can't let him panic civilians, that is for sure. All right, so now I am going to flip over, and I'm going to start. Oh, I should draw my 6 cards before I do that. Oh, which would have given me another card. So hold on, before I do any of that, let's flip back over because this is the situation I would have been in. And this card gains Surge. So let's get rid of it and draw another one. Rhino heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed this way. Alright, so back up to 10. And tough. Come on. Get out of here with that. Alright, so I only have 1 preparation, sadly, that I can do here. So let's go ahead and do that. Put acrobatics into play. So now I have 2 of those. And that lets me draw a card because I'm on my alter ego side. Espionage. Yeah, I mean, it's another preparation, so why not? Safe House 29. Exhaust it, And choose a preparation in your discard pile to add to your hand. Yeah, that's too good not to get. What's Coulson again? After Coulson enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. Huh. Yeah. And he can thwart. +3 hit points is also very good. All right, so I'm going to have to make some choices here because +4 to the main scheme is also very good. Let's start with Endurance. So I'm going to go ahead and play that to give me +3 hit points. That is one of Widow's weaknesses. I'm going to try to get rid of that. And I'm not going to be able to play for both of these. So I'm going to use this to put it in the safe house, which would have let me pull up a preparation. But I don't have any in the discard right now because I just shuffled. Could have done things a little bit smarter, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to flip. And I'm going to plink off that Tough. Goodbye, Tough. I'm going to ready everything up, and I am going to draw 4 cards, keeping Coulson in my hand. All right, so this one, when a surge keyword would be resolved, discard it and draw 2 cards, which makes me happy. And this one was when a boost card is turned face up, cancel the boost card and deal 1 damage to the villain for each boost icon done this way. I get 2 of those acrobatics. That makes me happy. I'll be able to get him back with Safe House. That also makes me happy. So I'm going to add 1 threat to the scheme. He's going to attack me. I am going to defend. So I defend for 3. And we boost it. And that's no icons. So unfortunately, I can't get rid of acrobatics, which would have let me, after you trigger the ability of a preparation card you control, exhaust Synthute. And so I would have been able to ready myself and reflected any of those back and done 1 damage because that's what you do on this side. But none of that happened. So hopefully this has a surge keyword. Attached Rhino, when any amount of damage would be dealt to him, put it on here instead. So that gets 5 damage. So unfortunately, not at all what I wanted. Yeah, that's not great. So I think I'm going to put Coulson into play. He'll help me thwart down some stuff and hang on to Dance of Death. Or maybe I also just put in target acquired and Coulson and forget Dance of Death. Although Dance of Death is one of the few ways I have to do damage. So let's do this. I'm going to put these into play. I'm going to put Coulson into play, which lets me search for something. So I'm going to search for my favorite one, and it costs 2, which is this grappling hook. This costs 2. I do have 2 resources, so we'll put that into play. Grappling hook. When you reveal a treachery card, discard it and cancel the effects of that treachery card. Seems good because most of the worst ones, including like Bring Out Your Nemesis, are treachery cards. And then I'm just going to hold on to Dance of Death. I got Coulson here, so he's going to go ahead and take 2 damage off of this scheme. And that way I don't have to worry about this one as much. Thank you, Coulson. You have been very helpful, sir. All right, so I am going to ready everything up, and we are going to do the same thing again that we did last turn, which is hopefully he doesn't boost for none this time. All right, so he's going to attack me. I'm going to defend with Widow. We're going to turn up boost. So there you go. So there are 2 boost icons, which means I am going to discard this, and that does those 2 damage right to him, which is not going to happen this turn because we've got this. Then, after you trigger an ability of a preparation card you control, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So let's do that. And then I can exhaust this to ready my hero. So that is what I was trying to do last time. So let's see what badness comes up. Treachery. Rhino attacks you. Well, that's a treachery card. So guess what I get to do? I get to get rid of grappling hook. Treachery you'll see in the upper left there, which lets me cancel that card. And guess what? Do 1 more damage. Oops. Because that is what Black Widow does. Oh, I keep forgetting to draw up. All right, so things are looking up. Definitely looking up. Daredevil, after Daredevil thwarts, deal damage to an enemy. Ooh, that's interesting. Mockingbird stuns, which is also interesting. Let's see. I would like to get that grappling hook card back. I would also like to Dance of Death. I would also like to Daredevil. I'd like to do a lot of things. Dance of Death, as soon as this goes away, that's an interesting question here. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that. So if I plink for 1 damage with Dance of Death on that first attack, would this go away right away? Place it here. Then if there's at least 5 damage here, discard it. And then, so then the other 5 damage would go on Rhino? Is that true? Let me know in the chat if you know the answer to that. Can I Dance of Death to plink for 1 and then put the other 5 on Rhino? But let's do things I know I can do. Coulson is going to thwart for 2. 1, 2. Because that definitely makes my decision more interesting on whether I do Dance of Death or I put in Daredevil, is whether I am allowed to do that or not. Let's see. I will just put in Daredevil for now, I guess. I mean, it could just put in Mockingbird also. Oh, yes. 3 separate attacks. All right. You know what? I'm going to hold on to Daredevil then, and I'm going to Dance of Death. 1, 2, 3. So we will Dance of Death. So the first attack plinks 1 off of here, and then 1, 2 for the next attack, then 1, 2, 3 for the next attack, and then I'm going to attack for 2. 1, 2. I'm going to hold on to Daredevil. I'm going to flip over. The reason I'm doing that is I then get to use my safe house. Choose a preparation in your discard pile and add it to your hand. I am going to add back in my grappling hook. Then I'm going to use these 2 resources to pay for it. I'm going to draw a card and hope I don't thread out here. So I could use Daredevil to pay for espionage, but nah. And I will just discard espionage because I can always draw it back up if I need to with safe house. And I'm going to ready up, and I am going to draw up to 6 cards. All right. So things are starting to go a little bit better, a little bit more the way I want them to go. And we will see if that lasts. So he is going to scheme for 3 total. 1, 2, 3. And hope I don't get an advance card here. That would be terrible. All right, Mercenary, who has guard. I'm okay with that. And 3 life. I can deal with that. Widow's Bite. After a minion enters play, would have been nice to have a Widow's Bite out, although you have to be in hero form for that to count. So I guess it wouldn't have mattered much. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put a second grappling hook out because I like grappling hook that much. I'm going to use safe house to draw. It might not even matter, but let's see if there's anything in here. Oh, I really like this one. So we'll draw that one. Instead of this one, a surge keyword. Yeah. Oh, and I already have one out anyway, so I can only have one of those. Now, if I use it to pay for something, it doesn't matter anyway. All right, so Daredevil, after he thwarts, deal damage to the enemy. I do feel like I need some thwarting now. So Widow's Bite, Acrobatics, Quake. All right, so I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, and I don't mind having 2 Acrobatics. 4 to put Daredevil into play. Oops. I like Daredevil up here. Then I'm going to flip. So I'm going to have Daredevil thwart and deal 1 damage to an enemy, which will be this Hydra Mercenary. So remove 2 threat from that scheme. I'm going to have Coulson thwart as well, which will get rid of Coulson, but I'm going to feel a lot safer with this threat down to 1. And then I'm going to attack myself for 2 damage to get rid of this Mercenary over here. So don't want to forget to add my 1 damage to Daredevil. And there we go. You didn't draw from playing a preparation. Was that last turn or this turn? I didn't draw. I think... Oh, you're right. I didn't draw. So, yep, that would let me play Acrobatics. Thank you for reminding me, Steven. So, Steven Johnson, thank you, thank you. And I am going to ready up. I am going to draw 5 cards, and I am in a very good place. All right, I'm going to attack, I'm going to add 1 threat to scheme. I'm going to block his attack for 0. Gosh. So only 3 damage. I don't get to use any of my preparations, but who knows? Maybe this will be a treachery card that I can use it for. Yep, the villain attacks you. Okay, so let's get rid of grappling hook, which will do 1 damage, and get rid of this treachery card. And that will also let me ready myself. So that makes me much happier to be able to prepare myself or get ready for this next attack. So Daredevil wants to remove threat, so that's fine. We're done with the enemy turn. I am going to go ahead and start by attacking for 2. 1-2, which will advance to the next stage. All right, then Daredevil is going to thwart for 2, getting rid of that and doing 1 damage. Goodbye, tough status. Now Winter Soldier, you come in for free because I have 4 preparations. Covert Ops. Remove 4 threat and confuse. Should I do that just to confuse? That seems a little bit silly, but I don't have a whole lot else to do. Well, let's attack with Winter Soldier for 2. Let's take care of that. So 1-2. Let's see. Any amount of threat would be placed on the main scheme. Discard it. Yep, we'll go ahead and do that. Now that is a preparation, so I can just do that here. Widow's Bite, sure, and Covert Ops. Do I just do Covert Ops? I mean, there's nothing to remove, or do I just put in Widow's Bite? Alright, I'm just going to use Covert Ops to pay for Widow's Bite, get all prepared up, and keep my strength around, and we'll see what happens next turn. So we will go ahead and ready everything up. The benefit of flipping here would have been that I could have brought that grappling hook back into play and put it in. You know, I have the strength to pay for it even using my safe house, but that's all right. I want to just finish this. I feel like it's getting close to the end here. So add 1 threat to the scheme, and then he will attack for 4. I'm going to defend myself. Adding 2. Okay, so I block 3 of that 4. So I'm only going to take 1 damage because I am going to use acrobatics to get rid of that and ready myself. So that would do 2 damage back to him, and then 1 more for using acrobatics. So 1, 2, 3 damage back. I don't think I can use double acrobatics. Pretty sure that is not true. You are stunned from him flipping to stage 3. Thank you for reminding me of that. So I will add 2 damage back to him. I'm sure that at some point... Oh, no. Did I attack? I don't think I attacked. So I think I'm okay still. Let me know if I did. Thank you for reminding me. See, that teaches me to read the cards better. I don't think I attacked. So I think it's okay. Oh, wait. Is this an attack? No, that is not an attack. Is this an attack? This is an attack. Okay, so I don't do the 2 damage from that. And I get rid of my stunned. There we go. Thank you very much, Steven, for reminding me, or for catching that. Ooh, yep, I have some resources to pay for Fury. So that was his attack against me. I did get to ready still, use my synth suit, block all that damage. Okay, we're good. So now let's see what happens. Rhino attacks. If your character is damaged by this attack, your character is stunned. Well, that's not going to happen. We're just going to block with Daredevil. So it's 4 plus 1. So that would be 5, but that's okay. Daredevil will take all of that damage and not worry about it. All right, so that is that. Although I guess I could have used more of these preps to do some damage here, but we'll see what happens next turn. All right, I am going to go ahead and get out Nick Fury. That lets me draw 3 cards. All right, I have too much threat removal for for Rhino apparently. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Let's start with that. Get him down to 7. Then, that would be changing forms. I already have one of those in place with Covert Ops. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to play Covert Ops. Yes, I am overpaying, but I don't really have a whole lot else to do right now. So let's go ahead and play Covert Ops for 3, which confuses the villain. And I guess that means I'm going to flip. Then I will use one of these to put... Oh, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use Safe House to draw a grappling hook back. There's an easier way to do this, but I didn't do it. I'm going to use both of these to pay for grappling hook. Now I draw a card. Oh, which is the last card of my deck, which means I get another one of these. He's confused. Oh, and I did remove 4 threat also. So let's see. I guess I just use this card to pay for espionage. Oh, I can't do that. I can only have 1 in play at a time, right? Oh, no. No. I can put a second espionage in. So I will have a second espionage in. All right, and I will just stick with this resource, and I think I'm good. I'm going to ready up. I'm going to draw 5 cards and hope nothing terrible happens. Add 1 threat to the scheme. You're confused. We got 2 cards. First one is, all right, I will just exhaust to remove this card from the game. And next one is a Hydra Mercenary. Good enough. All right. Time to start laying down the law a little bit. Oh, Nick Fury's gone. And time for my turn. So I am exhausted. I don't think I could use grappling hook. Yeah, that's a hero interrupt. So not much I could have done. I guess I could have done this to counter intelligence, but that's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Although I don't have any preparation. Oh, I do have a preparation to play. So yep, I will do that. So we'll play this. That'll let me draw up a card. Lots of preparations going on over here. Mockingbird, so that's good. So I'm going to flip. We will pay 1, 2, and 3 to play Mockingbird. So that lets me stun. Where is stun? I haven't stunned yet this game. Interesting. All right, so there's a stun. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 damage to get rid of the Hydra Mercenary. That's adding 1 more damage over here. But Winter Soldier, he is such a good card. I love all of her signature cards, in all honesty. All right, so we'll do Genius to put this under surveillance. So I'm not real worried about threat on the scheme anymore, but I'm also not really doing a ton of damage here. So what I think I'm going to do, we'll get rid of Lay Down the Law at the end of my turn. Oh, I never used my safe house to draw a card. So I will do that to draw. Oh, no, I did. I drew Grappling Hook, I'm pretty sure. So I'm good there. I'm just going to discard Lay Down the Law. I'm going to ready everything up. That is not the right card to ready everything up. I'm going to ready everything up. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired. This always happens on my 3rd game. I should know better than to play 3 games in a row. I definitely start making more mistakes. Plus, Widow, to be fair, is got a lot going on. So, all right. So, ready everything up, and I think I'm done. Yes. So, going to add 1 threat to the scheme. Then you are stunned. So, nothing happens there. Then, let's see. All right, so that is a mercenary coming into play. I think I have the thing that does 2 damage and stuns him. Yep, deal 2 damage to a minion and stun it. So I will do that, which does 1 more damage. So I will just get rid of the minion here because of my Black Widow ability to do 1. And let's see. You know what? I'm also going to discard this card to prevent any amount of threat that would have come up. So to do an extra damage. Let's just get to the end game, shall we? I think it wouldn't have mattered anyway because I've got Daredevil, which will let me do 2 more damage, and that should be enough. All right, so 2, 4, and Daredevil will be 6. Yep. So pay for that using 1, 2, 3, 4, and hit for 2 more with Daredevil. So that's a total of 6 damage, and we are done. First part of running the gauntlet. Steven, thank you. I appreciate it. Doing good. I do. I get so I don't know what it is. You wouldn't think. I've played 3 games of Marvel Champions in a row before, but I think it's the talking and playing at the same time that that really does it. Especially when I don't have somebody else. So when Terrence or somebody else is on the stream, I get to talk to them, and so I'm not talking constantly the whole time. But it certainly is a strain to literally talk the entire time. So that's it. That is the beginning of running the Gauntlet with Black Widow. I also, I don't know, maybe I'll play more this week and have that also available for next weekend. So I'm actually going on vacation. We are going hiking, camping as a family. So I won't be doing anything live next weekend, but I am going to have a bunch of videos, maybe not a bunch, but a couple of videos prepared. I'm going to have my Rocket playthrough. I'm going to have my Groot playthrough. Again, just initial playthrough and first reactions. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a little bit more Black Widow running the Gauntlet. So we'll see. But we're going to leave this off after Rhino. So it'll be Claw's turn next with Black Widow running the Gauntlet. A little bit slower deck. Ironically, Ant-Man, when I had been playing him earlier, I'd been killing things in like 4 or 5 rounds. I mean, just so quickly. Rushing through today, for whatever reason, it just went a lot slower. Maybe my mindset wasn't there. Maybe I was playing slower today with him. But yeah, I don't know what happened today with my Ant-Man deck. But it's good to start another Gauntlet. Love Black Widow. She's definitely one of my favorite heroes, if not my favorite. She is a little bit slow play. I know that would bother a lot of people, but it doesn't bother me. I love everything she does. So anyway, or the new scenarios. No, not going to do new scenarios this weekend. I'm going to do, Terrence and I are going to start playing through a campaign the following weekend. Now, maybe I play through during the week. So again, I'm gone next weekend, but I might have some time during the week to start a campaign doing Rocket and Groot. But no, I do have access to Rocket and Groot early. It's not the best TTS versions of it, but it's something. I typically don't like to play stuff I don't buy, but we all know I'm buying it day one when it comes out. So I'm not going to worry about it. The videos won't come out until all the stuff's released. So yeah, unfortunately, I have a version of Rocket and Groot available on TTS, but they are not the best scans, but it'll still be enough for us to read the cards and give my first impressions on, and then we'll see, because I'm gonna have to record before really this TTS mod is going to be updated with all this stuff. But Steven, glad you like Black Widow too. She is definitely one of my favorites. I just love all of her signature cards. I love preparing and then stopping them. It's funny, if you think about this, it's like a lot like Magic, the Gatherings, like blue decks, where you're just constantly countering whatever the enemy does. And I hate that in Magic, but I love it here because the enemy is an AI. I don't know if she's as good in multiplayer, but I'd have to play her more to see. Certainly was happy that my what is it, arch nemesis didn't come out when I had all of these preparations in play, but to be honest, it didn't matter because they didn't get to activate anyway. So that is the scary part. I've certainly done Kang too many times where I had a ton of preparations out, and then my nemesis comes out and then activates right away and adds like 15 threat to the scheme, because she gets +1 for every preparation you have, and you got a bunch of preparations by that point, that late in the game. So that's one thing I always have to be careful about with Kang, is either you have to have an ally ready to block for you, because there is no overkill on that attack, or you're going to have to deal with a ton of threat going into the last phase, and may even lose right away if you're playing it solo. So Kang's an interesting one. You really have to be careful when you go to phase 3, and either not to have a lot of preparations or to have an ally ready to block for you. Yeah, Kang is brutal against her. I agree. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Sorry, I probably want to edit some videos too, so probably won't happen. But thanks for joining me today. I think this was a fun one. I'm sorry I didn't get to show Ant-Man to his full glory. I really feel bad because it's so funny. I play these decks to prepare to play them live. I'm like, okay, testing the deck, testing them against different villains. Really, I think I'm going to go really far. I mean, it's so funny. She-Hulk Justice 2 weeks ago, I had not lost with that deck. And then, of course, I lose to Ultron live on the stream. I'd beaten Ultron 2 other times in preparation to play it. Same thing with Ant-Man. I'd beaten all of these heroes or villains before and never really had a problem with it. And then, of course, you lose to Claw, not even making it to Ultron. So it's funny. It's just the turn of the cards sometimes. Maybe when I'm on stream, I'm not making optimal plays. Maybe I'm cheating a lot more. You guys have caught me already today making a mistake, so maybe I'm just making more mistakes when I'm not playing on the stream, and so they're not getting caught, and so I'm winning in a cheaty way. I don't know, but whenever I run the Gauntlet, it's so funny because you think it would be easy to do, if you build a strong enough deck, and I've not gotten past Ultron yet doing one of these running the Gauntlets. So I will be fresher, though, when I play with Widow next time, because by the time I get to Ultron, I'll only have played one other game. So that might be the way to do it. Maybe that'll finally get me past Ultron. But anyway, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Look for Rocket on Friday. Look for Groot on Saturday. I'm going to do them both at 9:30 just to kind of keep my normal slots, 9:30 p.m. So I know it's a little bit late, but they'll be there forever. So feel free to go watch my first impressions on those. Steven, probably talking makes it harder. That is for sure. That definitely, trying to think everything out loud, not wanting to play too slowly to keep it interesting for everybody, that definitely makes a difference. So, but anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this week, and I will see you soon. Bye.